Hello and a very warm welcome to you from Jurong Stadium this Saturday evening. It's match week 9 of the 2023 Singapore Premier League season. We're here for this clash between two clubs who have won 7 of the last 8 SPL titles. It's Albirex Niigata against Brunei DPMM. Lots of football coming away this match week. We also have Young Lions taking on Lion City Sailors on the programme tonight. That one is happening at Jalan Besar Stadium. We'll have updates along the way. Tomorrow's fixtures involve Tanjung Pagar United, Balestier Khalsa, Hougang United and Tampines Rovers. Tanjung Pagar at home to Balestier, while Hougang take on Tampines at Jalan Besar. Coverage of that one beginning from 8 p.m. Tampines also in action on the 20th of April. We'll be facing DPMM to round up match week 9. Here's a look at the standings ahead of this weekend. Albirex Niigata lead the way coming into this game. Defending champions are 2 points clear of Tampines in second, but they have played a game more. Albirex though can increase their lead and the pressure on Tampines by winning the game tonight. Will send them 5 points clear of the Stags. For DPMM in 7th, well, they have an opportunity to move up to 5th if they end up winners this evening. Let's hear from the coaches of the two sides, beginning with Kazuaki Yoshinaga, followed by Adrian Pennock.
Now, we don't have to look too far back to note the weaknesses of this DPMM side, especially in terms of holding out the game. So how will you be looking to exploit that tonight?
So we have prepared many things to beat them. I picked up the first 11 to win the game.
Adrian, you come into this on the back of that 2-2 draw against the Young Lions. How have you processed that ahead of this clash?
Well, we looked at the video. Obviously, we looked it through a couple of times, the 90 minutes. Obviously, we're all disappointed. Obviously, we conceded the 2 goals at the end, but that's football, that happens. I do think that we were fatigued, like I said after the game, we're very fatigued because of we're fasting and everything else. But then again, you have to give Young Lions credit as well. I thought they were very good, I really did. But listen, we're unbeaten in 2, so let's be positive about things. And that's what I said to the players, we've got to be positive. And obviously looking forward to tonight's game.
Some positives there, but you weren't too pleased in the manner that you've conceded the last time out. And tonight you take on a side who have scored the most goals in the league so far. How will you be looking to keep them at bay tonight?
Well, just between me and you, don't tell anybody else, but we're going to play with 12 players today. Hopefully the referee won't notice, but that's our game plan today.
Speaking of playing with 12 players, just share with us how you've lined up for tonight.
We're just going to make one change. Hanif has come out because he pulled his hamstring after the game the other day. And also Moises Struggan, our left back, who was come off on the stretcher near the end there. But Azizi's going to come back in. So we're not going to come here just for the draw. We've got to go and compete, because at the moment it's 0-0 at the moment. So 0-0 is a positive result for us at the moment. But we're not coming here to hopefully entertain everybody and hopefully stop them from scoring, because we know it's going to be difficult, because they're a very good side. They're top of the league for a reason, and we're in a little transitional period ourselves this season. So, but I'm really looking forward to it. I wish I was playing myself, I really do. But we're really looking forward to it.
Kazuaki Yoshinaga not giving too much away as usual. Adrian Pennock a bit more open in his pre-match chat there. We had a couple of awards to present ahead of this match. Seiya Kunori winning the Young Player of the Month award for March with his performances, which have been excellent for Albirex Niigata. 7 goals in 7 matches, 2 assists along the way for the young attacker. The other award for Goal of the Month going to Andrei Voronkov. Amazing finish from just outside the right-hand side of the box into the top left corner of the goal. Not much backlift on that one. A brilliant strike. And with me in the commentary position is a former SPL coach, Hide Kames. Hide, a couple of deserving winners.
Obviously, I think from Albrex's point of view, Kunori's contribution, 7 goals, 2 assists, and at the same time a lot of contributions on the pitch with getting others into play, and how he has been involved in attacking movements and defending movements as well. Thoroughly deserved. And of course Voronkov, I mean, we were there live and we really didn't expect him to make that shot, and when he did, all of us was just, oh wow, he actually tried that, and of course it was deserving as well.
Well, I'm gonna get your input on Albirex Niigata, because we didn't get too much of it from the head coach Kazuaki Yoshinaga, who pretty much stated the obvious by saying he's named 11 players to go and win the match. Nobody names 11 players to go and lose a game of football.
Exactly.
But I'll ask you this. He was asked, where are they looking to try and exploit the weaknesses against DPMM? Where do you think they'll be looking to attack the away side this evening?
If you look at the age of the players in the back line, especially on the right and the left hand side, you have Hilmi, you have Abdul Azizi, you have Najib. Tarif, they are all in mid-30s, and you would think that, okay, with a lot of relentless effort on both flanks, eventually they will be worn down, and that's where they're going to try to exploit that space. And then of course they are always good with their crosses, and they put men in the box, a lot of them, to get into the end of crosses, and I'm pretty sure they are looking at that intensity to bring it up and to not allow Brunei to breathe when they are in possession of the ball.
Yeah, it's fascinating as well. Some great insight that you're given here, Hide, and it was fascinating because Adrian Pennock essentially alluded to the fact that DPMM, they started to get fatigued in that game against the Young Lions, started to look tired. He brought up the fact that a number of his players were fasting, and that is something Albirex Niigata will be looking to try and take advantage of as we have a look at the match officials. Clarence Liao, match referee, will be assisted by Abdul Hanan and Oswin Rosero. Fourth official, Farhad Mohammed. Those are the video match officials. VAR, Ahmad Akasha. The assistant VAR, Manoj Kalwani. Let's have a look at the starting lineups, and no changes for Albirex Niigata from their last league outing. 18-year-old Junki Yoshimura gets another start in defense for Albirex, a defense that will be protected by the combination of Kaisei Ogawa and Asahi Yokokawa in midfield. Further forward, the relationship in attack between Seiya Kunori and Tadanari Lee continues. Kunori has been very effective playing off someone like Tadanari Lee, hasn't he, Hide?
Of course, the experience of Tadanari Lee, the guidance, maybe in training on, and of course in games, would definitely help a young player in Seiya Kunori. But at the same time, take nothing away from him. He's been fantastic. He's been good with his abilities on and off the ball, his runs and getting others into play. And whenever that is needed for him to put the goals in the box, he's there. And he's putting much more than Tadanari Lee at this point of time.
Well, making those late runs into the area, be on hand to put away the opportunities and come into the penalty box. Here's the 11 for Brunei DPMM. Two changes for them tonight, with one of them in defense and the other in attack. Both of them 36 years young. Helmi Zambin coming in for Awanku Fakaradzi in the back line for DPMM. He makes his second appearance this season, coming back into the side after picking up an injury against Lion City Sailors in their first match. Abdul Azizi Rahman is the other change. He makes his first start of the campaign and replaces Hanif Hamir, who misses out with a hamstring injury, although he is named on the substitutes bench. How do you think they're going to be lining up this evening?
But it looks like they may move to a different formation, 4-2-3-1, like how they did in the second half of the previous game. But then again, we wouldn't expect a lot of difference in terms of how they want to play. They would want to be compact, and at the same time, they want to be direct, which is their strong point. They have Voronkov up front to be able to hold on to the ball with runners in Abdul Azizi, as well as Hakimi Yazid, who's really a live wire every time he plays.
We just had a look at the two coaches on the bench. Kazuaki Yoshinaga has faced off against Brunei DPMM on 7 occasions prior to this game. He has won all 7, picking up 5 clean sheets from those 7 meetings. The last game against DPMM taking place back in October of 2018 in the Singapore Cup final, when Albirex won 4-1. This is the first time in his career that he's coming up against Adrian Pennock, who has also never lost to Albirex Niigata in the 4 matches against them. 2 wins and 2 draws though. They're all coming in the 2019 campaign that saw just 3 goals scored in the 4 matches between these two clubs. 2 nil-nils, 1-2-0 for DPMM in the league, and then a 1-0 win in the group stage of that season's Singapore Cup campaign. Something interesting to take note then in terms of the tactical battle and the records of the respective coaches coming into this one. But it's the stars out on the pitch who will be making the difference. And these are the players we're here to see. Albirex Niigata get us underway. Playing in their change strip. Looking like it's an all grey outfit. Going from right to left on your screens. DPMM in all yellow, defending the goal to the left.
I think from the start it looks like a typical 4-4-2 from Brunei DPMM as well. with Hakimi Aziz partnering Voronkov up front, and Hanif Fahan moving on to the left-hand side.
An interesting one there, Hanif moving out to the left, because they started the season essentially partnering Balic in central midfield for DPMM, and that has been their first choice partnership in that area of the pitch.
Well, he has provided the aggression, and also he's always staying back, not moving and roaming forward more, and allowing Balic to be more aggressive in the attacking third of the field.
Well, the other thing that's fascinating here is with Abdulazizi on the right in front of Helmi Zambin, you've got your two 36-year-olds essentially having to attack and defend on that side of the pitch. As Voronkov needs to try and flick it on to Abdulazizi.
Well, I think they're trying to go to a 1v1 situation in every single area and department of the field, where they are just going to manage a direct opponent. It's going to be easier in terms of responsibilities.
Neat touch back by Hakimi to Voronkov. Shodai Yokoyama needs to just be playing in central midfield for Albirex. Shuto Komaki out on the left. I initially thought Shodai Yokoyama might be the player going out on the right and then cutting in onto his left foot. A couple of surprises in the setup for both these sides. Cleared to halfway by Martinez. Sakimi taking it down really well. Komaki. A frantic start to this match, and given away in midfield. Lots of quick pressing going on. Yokokawa. All the way back to Kawachi. Zogawa.
Well, DPMM didn't really start with aggression in the previous game, and I think that followed the momentum throughout the game where everything was sluggish. And I think looking at how Albirex is, they are looking to go from the first whistle and not allow Albirex to get into the groove.
Should that have been a free kick for you, Kunori?
I think so. I think it was late and interesting call from the referee.
No nonsense from Helmi. Just puts his foot straight through that. Let's turn it over. Ogawa. Poking it back to Kishimoto. Big diagonal to Shuto Komaki. Just takes his eye off the ball. Now DPMM, we saw them go into a back four in the second half of their last match against Young Lions. That was, in a way, to try and counter the threat that the Young Lions posed on the wider positions when they were playing with that system of a 3 or a 5 at the back. In certain moments, they got with the back four here in this one. Perhaps more protection for
I think
themselves on the flanks.
At the same time, but they wouldn't want the fullbacks of the Albirex team to be bombing forward and outnumber the right wing back or the left wing back of DPMM, and I think it should be a good move. Looking at how much the responsibilities are going to be directed straight.
Taranari Lee, and he's been quite accustomed to playing this role where he just drops off that forward line and tries to link the play through midfield and setting up opportunities for others.
I think his understanding with Kunori has been fantastic. If one drops, one will stay up front, not to allow the defensive line of the opponents to be not marking anyone, and to have them as a focal point of attack.
We have seen Kunori as well this season. He started up front in the campaign for them and perhaps wasn't as effective. Now he's playing off Taranari Lee, and also we've seen him given that sort of freedom to drop into midfield at times for his side.
And again, he has the ability to do so. He has awareness to drop and at the same time spray that long passes diagonally across, just to pick out those wingers and also the overlapping fullbacks.
Yeah, it really is incredible. Yoshinaga and the job he has to do, or any Albirex Niigata coach, essentially rebuilding team after team and having to try and adjust and accommodate different skill sets that you have in terms of the playing profile. Not an easy task at all.
Well, they have to allow themselves to get used to each other first, and then at the same time not to lose matches, especially in the first round of matches, to still be in the running for the title at the end of it. That's a tough task to do.
Beautiful ball by Balic, out to Abdulazizi. First time cross in, and falls to Hakimi. Top of the box. Good effort. And a grey shirt in the way. Hakimi. There's Balic. There's another who's looked very steady in central midfield for DPMM. Kunori. Drop of the shoulder, easily passed. DPMM captain Azwan Ali. And an update from Jalan Besar. Maxime Lestien, 6 minutes in, getting the opener in that game. No real surprises, that one. Shutokomaki, need first touch, could be trouble for DPMM. Kunori, back to Lee. It looked like there was an arm up above his head. Balic taking a bit of a risk. Gets away with it for now.
I think the difference with Albirex and DPMM, you see from the first waves of attack from each team, you have numbers again from Albirex every time the ball goes out to the side, waiting for the cross.
As Lee gets it out to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Fua has forced DPMM into conceding a corner.
Here the replay to see, I think there was a possibly of a handball.
Well, just have a look here. Balic, outstretched arm. I mean, what is he doing there? That's a hand is definitely in an unnatural position.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be in that position just 8 minutes into the game where it's totally unnecessary as well. I mean, I understand what he wanted to do. He wanted to gain advantage with his arm, but it's still a very risky situation for him to be.
Well, there's a check in progress. A possible handball. That's why we were looking at that. It seems like the check is cleared. Jaime going to punch that clear under pressure, doing well. Hakimi. He's such a good young player, isn't he, Hakimi?
Yeah, fantastic player for Brunei, and of course for not just for the club but for the country as well. Playing with a lot of maturity, a lot of calmness.
Still, just 20 years of age. Hakimi. How clever was that? The ability to take it down under pressure and win the free kick.
The foul.
That's right. Albirex Niigata coming into this game in a strong run of form, which is something they've been in since the start of the season. That began with a comprehensive win in the Community Shield against Hougang United, carried on with 3 wins from their first 3 league matches, in which they picked up 3 clean sheets, 9 goals scored, and suffered a bit of a setback. The frustrating 1-0 defeat against Tampines Rovers before the international break. It was the first time in 38 games that Albirex failed to find the back of the net. They were frustrated, they were angry. They came back from the international break and really took it out on the teams they faced on their return, defeating Geylang International and Balestier Khalsa, consecutive 6-1 victories, and then a 2-0 win against their co-tenants here, Jurong East Tanjong Pagar United, the last time out. 6 wins, 1 defeat from their first 7. Speaking of 7s, here's Shuto Komaki. Driving inside. Plays it out wide. And gets it back. It was Asahi Yokokawa bombing forward on the overlap.
Well, huge space being vacated by Brunei DPMM to allow Komaki to just drive the ball through. And really unlucky for him, he really didn't expect the ball to be ricocheted off, I think, the on-rushing Balic. Didn't manage to just guide it to the goal.
Penalty is having a word with the 4th official. It's 37th match in charge of DPMM.
Well, DPMM still finding their form, finding their consistency and consistent level of performance as well. Last game, not a pretty below average game for DPMM in terms of intensity as well as quality. Pretty lucky in the end to be able to score at both ends of the first and second half.
There's Voronkov, who's taken a knock to the side of his head.
Oh, I think it's the elbow from Kawachi, which landed directly on the side of Voronkov's head.
Yeah, just see Hassan Sani there, the goalkeeper for Albirex Niigata. He turned 39 on the 2nd of April.
It's still going strong. There's a lot of quality in him. Still, at this point of time, Singapore's #1.
Undisputed?
Undisputed. To me, undisputed. We still have Izwan coming back from injury as well. Let's see whether his performance or his ability would be good enough for him to be called back into the national team.
39 years of age, still the undisputed #1 for his country. The challenger has definitely been thrown down. Younger goalkeepers across the league. There's a real opportunity for someone to step up and make that position theirs if they can dislodge Hassan.
Well, you can look at it in 2 ways. It's an alarming situation in that sense for Singapore football, that a 39-year-old is still the undisputed. But if you look at how he is, how he takes care of himself, his quality, there's no doubt that it's still him.
Oh, Azwan Ali is giving it away. Here's Taranari Lee. Needs some support. No, he doesn't. Decides to take the shot himself. He had Seiya Kunori just going on the inside of him.
I think he would be disappointed with the quality of the pass from himself. I think that ball should be played a little further forward for Taranari to just take the ball and run through in a 1v1 situation. But of course, Taranari, being clever, went back to his left foot to try to take that shot.
Well, they are the league's best attack. 23 goals scored. Albirex Niigata, and the competition's best defense. Just 3 goals conceded. Shaping up to be another very strong season for the defending champions. Looking pretty fluid early on in this one.
I think they look more fluid this season rather than last. I think Kanuri, Taranari Lee, and the #8 Ogawa has been fantastic in these central positions, and at the same time, the strategies is always to overload the central areas every time the crosses comes in. And at the back, they are pretty solid with the #4 and #5, Kawachi and Kushimoto. Good height, good size, good individual defending as well.
It's Kishimoto who gets that attacking move going. Playing a defense-splitting pass into Shoda Yokoyama. Eventually, the ball made its way into Taranari Lee. He dragged his shot wide.
Ball being played. Taranari Lee would be disappointed with himself. He took maybe his eye off the ball a little just to try to play that across the goal to still be in the frame of goal at the same time. 2 shots in the last 2 minutes for the veteran striker.
Well, probably should have done a lot better with his attempt at a finish there, Taranari Lee, on that occasion. Balic picking up the second ball as requested by Pennock. Instructions being picked up by the pitch side microphones. Oswan Ali touched on to Hakimi, and he's so direct, going to try and make something happen. He wasn't afraid to go and run it at Albirex defense. Kawachi given time and space to push into midfield. Zogawa. Komaki. Komaki again. He's being forced to recycle it here, Albirex. Quite comfortable with possession. Happy to just stroke it around and wait for the openings to show. Lots of good running off the ball.
Yeah, a lot of movements up front, trying to drag those defenders away to create that space so that any Albirex players can come in and...
Abdul Azizi has given that away. Immediate counter-attack on by Albirex Niigata. They've won themselves a corner.
I think twice now DPMM players have given the ball away cheaply and allowed a counter-attack from the Albirex players. I think here was Konori, I think.
That's right, Konori with the shot. And it's taken a deflection off number 24, Angel Martinez. Scored the last time out. And his first goal for DPMM.
First goal in 12 years?
Yeah, since 2011, when he scored in the third tier of Spanish football. It's whipped in with good pace, well defended, eventually clearing their lines, DPMM. Junki Yoshimura. So back out wide. Fuwa headed back in. And that man Balic, he's everywhere for DPMM, a real dynamo in midfield.
There's a presence about him in midfield, especially wherever he roams forward. Again, this deep cross from Albirex. I think Fuwa has been in that position twice now to receive the crosses, and he's a fullback, he's a left back, and you can see the attacking intent from Albirex, allowing the freedom from the left side and the right side from the fullback position.
Well, I want to come back to that after we see how this develops. It's floated in towards the back post this time, but again it's headed away by Balic once more. Hakimi needed to just hang on to it. Shot taking a deflection on its way through. It was Komaki with this effort. Just going back to the fact that you were talking about Fuwa, the left back, pushing on forward, pushing upfield, and that's something we see from Albirex Niigata. Even last season, it's a trademark of their game. You know, in the wide areas, getting the fullbacks bombing on. So the personnel might change, but some of the characteristics of the coach's game model.
Yeah, I think it should stay the same. Of course, you need to have players to do it, but you have sometimes you just need to force those players to be out of their comfort zones and just to try to get them into those positions. And of course, they are superior in a lot of sense, and their players would definitely be happy joining up the attack and trying to score those goals for the team, to help the team. But it's also important that you have to maintain the balance at the back. You know, if you have both of your fullbacks going up front and you have only two of your centre backs back, you would need a second, or rather a central midfielder, to be just making sure that there's a 3v2 situation in the case of Brunei DPMM, because they will put two players up front.
Kawachi. He's given quite a bit of space, Koki Kawachi, to carry the ball forward if he wants. He's cleverly moves it across to the far side of the pitch, away from the pressure. Sahi Yokokawa. You just have a look at the setup there. Yokokawa, who normally plays in central midfield for Albirex Niigata, is playing in almost this sort of hybrid right back central midfield role at times for them.
And I think that's the balance that we were mentioning just now. I think if Takahashi had played, it would be a different game altogether. And Yokokawa essentially is a central midfielder, right? So you put him at right back, and every time the attack goes on the left, Yokokawa would be coming in to be an additional midfielder to provide that balance and cover as well.
Well, we see this quite a lot from Jaime Nyaring. I think it's intentional. You know, now that I've seen it happen a few times, that's right. He always goes down with a bit of an issue around this sort of mark. And perhaps an opportunity for his players to go out and get some more fluids on there, some energy gel perhaps.
I think maybe Adrian has planned it with him. Get down on the 20th minute to allow your teammates to recover, get some instructions in, a bit of breather, and at the same time take the momentum off Albirex Niigata or any opponents they've been playing. Again, this is gamesmanship. You can't really say that it's illegal.
No, you can't, but I think, you know, it happens so often now, you know, sort of figure out exactly what the intentions are.
Maybe we are the only ones who are figuring it out. That is halfway point. It's almost halfway point of the first half.
That's right.
So let's see if it happens in the second half as well.
Actually, now that you mention it, I think he did go down midway through the second half in the last game as well. Interesting approach.
All these are the little things that you can do to just gain that little advantage over your opponents. I remember, like, totally unrelated, but I remember John Terry saying that Mourinho had both of his centre backs to drop down and to pretend to have an injury, and because of that, both of them can't be out of the game.
And he looks to be all right, Jaime, as expected, and immediately steps up to launch this one forward for DPMM. Did you ever employ tactics like that when you were head coach in the SPL?
Not the way exactly DPMM is doing, but of course, you know, when you are in the 85th minute, and you got to tell your goalkeeper, just get down, just to waste more time.
It was Shuto Komaki decides against using Fuwa on the overlap. Balic stepping in to spin the ball back for his side. Flag has gone up for offside anyway.
But the pace of the game has been decent, especially in Albirex in attack. They are moving a lot off the ball, trying to gain that advantage over DPMM. I think, yeah, definitely offside, just coming back into the game from an offside position.
Well, that was Sho Fuwa. He's okay, Jaime. A couple of long distance kicks from the back now.
Yeah, he's fine.
Well, Kawachi looks to be in a bit of bother. Knock to his lower back. And he's smiling, so can't be that bad. Well, just a heavy impact on the fall.
Jurong is not particularly soft in the sense that the pitch is very hard. I think the artificial pitch is not well maintained in a way. Sometimes I think players do complain about Jurong East Stadium. It feels like playing on concrete ground rather than on the artificial pitch.
Two central defenders just exchanging passes.
Well, defensively, you can see they are not allowing Ogawa to get on the ball every time the two centre backs are on it. So now Hakimi is the one putting the pressure, and Voronkov marking off the passing lane to the number 8 of Albirex Niigata.
Komaki keeps it in play. That is Helmi. And I guess that's what he brings to the side. Doesn't take any chances at all.
Safety first, I think, from Adrian Pennock's side. Hearing a lot of instructions today from Adrian Pennock through the pitch side microphone.
He was in quite a cheerful mood in the pre-match interviews, making a bit of a joke. Looking quite relaxed, as he generally does. Komaki. This time the run from Fua is the underlapping one. He's going to run out of play. And it seems like that little break that they've gotten from Jaime going down it's done the trick, because it's taken the sting out of the game from Albrex's point of view. They've lost a little bit of momentum.
Yeah. They are in possession, but it's not hurting DPMM at all.
Headed on by Palic. Here's Voronkov. Off Kawachi. Maybe touch from Hakimi. Means it goes back to the home side. Komaki was fouled as he released it to Kunori. What an effort.
This guy is really dangerous. Every time he picks up, cuts back to his right foot. And you can see a few times in the previous game, pretty much the same angle.
Let's have a look here.
Definitely a foul. And of course, I think the referee decided to allow the game to go on.
Well, I think there was a yellow card there. We're just waiting to receive confirmation of that.
It should be from Azizi, because he was the one who pulled back the number 7, Komaki.
Yeah, looking like it is Azizi. He was, as you said, the one who committed that foul on Komaki. That's good refereeing, allowing the play to continue and then bringing it back for a yellow card. Here's another look at it.
I think Azizi lost the possession of the ball, and I think that was for the kick.
Yeah.
The kick that Azizi had after the pull. He shouldn't be surprised with that yellow card. I think sometimes players are trying to act innocent, even though they know that they've committed a foul.
There's a check in progress. There might be a possible red card here for Azizi. I mean, Pennock wasn't happy with the awarding of a yellow. He'll go ballistic if there's a red. No red card. Quick to just get around Shura Yokoyama. They try and take it off him, but quickly, just as quickly as they won it back, they turned it over. Oh, lovely bit of skill from Yokoyama. Again, he's pulling it back onto his left foot. Helmi's there with the header. Voronkov just couldn't take it with him. Abdul Azizi. And Balic having to do a lot of work protecting his back line, helping them clear the danger. Offering nothing really in possession, DPMM. It's all one way. There's Shuto Komaki up against Helmi as well to hold him up. Fua. Adrian Pennock happy with the defending from his side. Voronkov, lovely take. That's exactly what his side needs. Not that. Need to hang on to it. Waited for that support to arrive, but it was slow to get into him.
And this is the difference between Albirex and DPMM. Every time Albirex builds up the play, the lines are very clear, and at the same time the support comes really, really quick. You can see again now Fua just providing support behind in case Komaki needs them. And DPMM is too far away from the goal that they are attacking.
That's a yellow card for Shuto Komaki. I think he was waiting for the opportunity to put a challenge in on Helmi. That's a great tackle, by the way, by Helmi in the box on Komaki. And then that frustration. He's having to go back.
Yeah, I think he definitely from the frustration not being able to get the better of him in that individual attacking moment.
Again, just taking the time with these restarts. DPMM coming into this game after a rather disappointing 2-2 draw against Young Lions on Tuesday. And I say disappointing because the performance wasn't that great, but still going to the last 10 minutes or so of that match. That's a wild effort from Abdulazizi. The last 10 minutes of that match, they were 2-0 up.
Yeah.
And they still allowed the Young Lions to pull 2 back. So just have another look at this. Not really too much to speak about.
Really a snapshot, just trying his luck. Not much conviction into that shot, just trying to make sure that it connects with his left foot, and then that's it. There's no direction and there's no conviction behind it as well.
And some space for Albirex down the right, and needed a better first touch from Asahi Yokokawa. And he's the one just pushing forward down the right for them. Abdulazizi finally has a bit of time and space to work with. Azwan Hakimi. Decent idea.
DPMM relying a lot on the counter attacks, but again, you know, you put 2 players up front against maybe 3 or 4 Albirex players, squaring them up and caging them is difficult to allow DPMM players to just move up to support in time.
Deadlock at the moment between the 2 foreign sides in the league. Albirex Niigata, the White Swans against Brunei DPMM, the Wasps. And we've got these 2 sides, as I said earlier, won 7 of the last 8 league titles. Albirex Niigata, the ones with the majority of them.
So the last one Brunei won was in 2019.
2019, yeah. That's right. 2015 and 2019, the titles coming for Brunei DPMM. And the only other team to really stop that Albirex Niigata juggernaut was Land City Sailors in 2021.
And again, to do it with different squads every time is a huge and fantastic achievement from Albirex Niigata.
Coming up against a yellow wall here. DPMM not offering much going forward, if anything. Albirex, on the other hand, being frustrated in their efforts. And I guess for Adrian Pennock and his side, maybe pretty happy with the way things have gone so far on the defensive side of things, at least.
They are very compact between the defensive line and midfield, but I feel that they are defending too deep as well, which didn't allow them to have a very productive counter-attack every time. Voronkov and Hakimi is very isolated up front. They would need that first line of support to come in fast from Balic and Adwan Ali, but they are just too far away.
He's got to be careful there. Abdulazizi with another late challenge. Referee has allowed the play to continue. Already on a yellow card, Abdulazizi. Gawa into Tadanari Lee. Strips over the ball. Well, it's in those moments where if they're looking for an outlet, they need to pick out the right sort of passes, don't they, so they can hang on to it, instead of constantly inviting that pressure.
With Voronkov, you don't play the ball for him to run to. Most of the time, the ball will definitely be going to his feet, allowing him to just screen it off, and again waiting for that support to come in.
Kunori. Lee. They want the flag to go up for offside. Komaki kept the attack going. It's off the post. An effort from Tadanari Lee. Flag does eventually go up.
Did it come off a Albirex player, or did he did it on purpose? As in, there was a particular shot coming in. Let's look at the replay here. Definitely onside. Good reverse pass, and look at Fua's run. Good cutback. Not so sure what the offside was for.
Just trying to pick out where the offside was exactly. Looked like Komaki initially was coming back from an offside position, but he looked to get himself back in line.
He definitely did. Was in an onside position.
Maybe the second phase with Shaw Fua on the overlap. Couldn't quite really pick out where the offside was. Anyway, on we go. Chance, not really ending up in the back of the net anyway. Otherwise, it definitely would have been looked at. Yes, Voronkov, a chance to create something. It's a rare foray forward on the away side that just comes to nothing.
A good give and go. Eventually got to Voronkov onto his left foot. Just again, there's no direction from his shot.
7 shots for Albirex Niigata. Just the 2 for DPMM. Only 1 on target in this match so far. It's been 3 games for Voronkov coming into this one against Albirex. 1 win and 2 draws for him. No goals or assists against them so far. Let's see if we can change that record. Komaki. Just looking to switch the angle of attack. And back by Ogawa. There's Kawachi.
A lot of Albirex attack in midfield definitely go through Ogawa. The build-up, from centre backs, Ogawa will be always asking for the ball, always in position, trying to connect the 2 lines together. A lot of awareness in him. You can see every single second he's trying to look what's happening over his shoulder, and that's a pretty big sign of a good central midfielder.
Shoda Yokoyama makes a big deflection. Will be another corner for the home side. Shoda Yokoyama just wasn't too much involvement, but whenever we've seen him getting to these situations, he's looking quite lively.
many times DPMM has been allowed to make that run inwards with Konori, with Komaki as well on the left-hand side.
Well, the lights have gone out here at Jurong East Stadium. They are going to have a bit of a delay, obviously. And now this is something that is going to suit DPMM as well. We talk about stoppages of their own making, and they have nothing to do with this, obviously, but I'm sure it's something they will take. Just a bit more frustrating for Albirex Niigata, and they do feel for the fans as well who've come out here to watch this match. Quite a decent crowd here at Jurong East Stadium. Lights have gone out on the pitch. The stands are still lit up.
So we only have about 5 minutes into the game left in the first half. It looks like something did happen during before the match, maybe about 30 minutes before the match, where the field was just pitch dark as well. So there might be an issue here at the stadium.
Well, the fourth official is saying that the game clock is officially paused at 40 minutes and 38 seconds in. Now we're just going to have to wait for further updates here from Jurong East. But it's not something you see happen too often in the Singapore Premier League. Anywhere in the world, really, but in the Singapore Premier League, I don't remember when the last time was we had a blackout during a match.
We always have lightning alert. Right?
Lightning alert, yes.
Yeah, definitely we have a lot of them, but not a blackout. I don't remember having to go through this myself.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever happened to me when I was playing or involved in the league. Well, we've got one light at least back online. But just with Albirex Niigata here and their approach in this one, what else do you think they'll be trying to do? Maybe not even just in the next 5 minutes, but at halftime when he is able to, Yoshinaga, get the players into the locker room. What kind of advice would he be
doing?
doing?
Attack the left-hand side. You know, they have been doing it very productively, and you have to be. You have to know when the moments you have to go on to the right-hand side, because you're going to be predictable if you're going to do it on the left all the time. But every time they do, right? Every time Fuwa gets on his bike and start overlapping or underlapping, they are always in a good position, or they are trying to cover up chances. They are always in the penalty box. You saw what he did with the cutback in the last chance that they had, and they have been trying to do that. Of course, not to the best and in terms of results, but they are getting there. They're slowly getting there.
The match is temporarily suspended due to a very obvious technical difficulty. Lights have gone out at Jurong East. Well, 2 of the 4 are back on. We're still working on the other 2. And things are coming back online, it seems. As DPMM players being encouraged to keep moving. It can be switched on once play continues. Looks bright enough from this angle.
And from a broadcaster's point of view, it's definitely it's still too dark.
We're still waiting on the last one. Well, the encouraging thing is they are going on one by one.
All smiles as well from the officials.
Well, they've gone out again. The light's gone out again. It was a lot brighter just now. And I'll come for the football, stay for the analysis on the electrical situation at Jurong East Stadium. There we go. Lights are back on. Let's hope it stays this way for the rest of the game. Still having a bit of an issue, it looks like,
Yeah.
with the brightness. The assistant referee, Oswin Rosero, keeping himself occupied. There we go, we can continue. And deliver low, cleared away by Helmi. Voronkov. And no way out for DPMM. Header comes back in. Jaime was uncertain the situation there. And Tadanari Lee was creeping in, looking to try and meet the header.
Again, far deep cross for, again, Fuwa to be at the end of it, just knocking the ball across the goal for any one of the Albirex players to attack. And Tadanari Lee being the closest, again, would be disappointed that he wasn't off his mark to get the end of it.
Shaw Fuwa, who's heavily involved on the left-hand side for Albirex Niigata, joining the club for this season from Fukuoka University. Hakimi. There's Abdulazizi. It's been a bit of a strange first half for him.
I think he wanted to do too much instead of just get on the ball, pass it to Voronkov, put it back, pass it to somebody behind him as well.
There's Hakimi. They try and show the veteran Azizi how it should be done. He wins the free kick. Well, for a guy who is 36, Abdulazizi, he does look quite raw. That's Hakimi going down right in front of the assistant.
Again, Albirex players surrounding him. Just a little late nip in the ankle.
Now, these are the dangerous moments for Albirex Niigata, having all that possession, having shots at goal, not putting their chances away, and then DPMM looking for opportunities on the set pieces because they've been under pressure. They get a good delivery from Azwan Ali. It's well defended. Tadanari Lee helping out with the header. Kunori. Goes into midfield here with Shodai Yokoyama. Komaki. Look to Yokoyama. Yokokawa. Into the box. Tadanari, clever back heel. Still with Albirex, Shuto Komaki. Looking to try and scramble that away, DPMM. Eventually, they succeed in doing so. Defense just in that moment all over the place. Smart turn by Yokoyama. Kunori back to Yokoyama, in behind once more. Martinez with the block. Attack kept alive. Komaki twisting inside and out. Eventually goes to his centre back, who hits one.
A good save from Jaime to not allow the rebound to be converted by the onrushing attacker.
As Kishimoto, it was accepting the invitation to have a shot.
All of them were so tightly marked, and you can see here I think nobody expected Tadanari Lee to do that. And again, a lot of confusion and mess. Jaime not confident enough to just get onto it. Finally, DPMM cleared their lines.
A minimum of 7 minutes to be added on. You feel like it's that kind of game, as we saw from Tadanari Lee, that lovely bit of imagination to try and create a chance. You feel like it's that sort of game that is going to require a moment of brilliance from someone to just unlock it.
DPMM has been compact. They have been decently organized. They have been messy at times, but in general they have been good in their defending. And you need that special moment from a special player anywhere across the attacking lines to break the deadlock.
There's Yokoyama, signed from the Osaka University of Health and Sports Sciences. We'll string a few attacking moves together as Kunori goes over. So Kunori, who's spent some time with Kyoto Sanga under 15s. And such is the strength and depth, the level of the footballing education you can get in Japan, the kind of quality that they can produce. With that level right through into the schools and to the universities. It's Komaki chipping it towards the back post. Important touch on by Jaime. It's gone out for a goal kick. Well, there was an indication of a minimum of 7 minutes to be played. Instead, we've had just the 2. That was a little bit of a bizarre moment. Anyway, it's half-time here at the Jurong East Stadium. A strange series of events with the lights going out on the 40th minute, not the 41st minute. There was a bit of a delay for that. Once it got back underway, Albirex Niigata still struggling to break the deadlock. Half-time here at Jurong East Stadium. Albirex Niigata 0, Brunei DPMM 0. We'll go away for a quick break and come back with some highlights. Welcome back to Jurong East Stadium. It is currently 0-0 between Albirex Niigata and Brunei DPMM. But there were lots of opportunities in the first half. Opportunities that we will now get the chance to look at. Getting in the 13th minute. Albirex via Tadanari Lee here, receiving the pass from Seiya Kunori and firing just over. But you thought Kunori could have done better?
Yeah, definitely with the pass. It was under hit. You would want to play more to space for Tadanari to just be in a position to be facing the goalkeeper rather than cutting back to his left foot for this shot.
Well, in 2 minutes after that, Tadanari Lee would have another chance after some good approach play. Shoda Yokoyama driving at that DPMM defense and makes its way into Tadanari Lee, who flashes his shot wide.
A better chance for Tadanari Lee to score the goal. He was more open. He was in the penalty box as well as the ball rolled to him. Be pretty disappointed with his effort.
On 27 minutes, another chance for Albirex Niigata. Seiya Kunori would be the one with the shot from range. Referee allowing play to continue. There was a foul there on Shuto Komaki committed by Abdul Azizi. He would return to produce a yellow card for Azizi. You see that little bit of a kick out, but Seiya Kunori not afraid to have a go.
I think this is what he does best, especially cutting into his right foot from the left. You have seen him doing this in previous games as well. Just a little too far up, not hitting the target.
And then in the 38th minute, DPMM would have a chance here, and I think we're being very generous by calling that a chance for Andrei Voronkov, because that's an effort that is nowhere near troubling Hassan Sani.
A very lucky bounce to be given back to Voronkov. Again, you would expect him to trouble or even make a save out of the shot from.
Have a look at that from Tadanari Lee though. The chances coming in quick succession for the home side. Tadanari Lee looking for that back heel. And just DPMM eventually able to clear their lines.
A moment of brilliance from Tadanari Lee. Allowed, I think Kanori was the one Ogawa who got the end of it. A lot of confusion here again. Finally, Albirex, Azwan Ali clearing the lines for DPMM.
And just a minute after that, one more chance for Albirex Niigata. Shunsaku Kishimoto stepping forward from out of that back line, given the space to do so, accepting the invitation to have a shot. Well, gathered by the goalkeeper Jaime.
A lot of space for him to drive himself forward to get that shot in the end.
Well, have a look at those numbers, and complete domination from Albirex Niigata in terms of the chances that they created, but they haven't been able to punish Brunei DPMM.
A lot of possession, a lot of shots on goal, although just 3 on target. Definitely created a lot of chances to gain the corner kicks as well, and that's been the story of the first half for both sides. Unable to convert for Albirex, and Brunei not covering anything at all, especially in the attacking third.
Well, an update from Jalan Besar Stadium. That is the latest. Line City Sailors are leading by 0-0. That match also suffering from a bit of a delay due to the activation of the lightning warning system at Jalan Besar. Maxime Lestien scoring a goal in the 6th minute to give the Sailors a lead in that one. So we will go for another quick break, and when we come back, it's the second half. Welcome back to Jurong Stadium. Albirex Niigata 0, Brunei DPMM 0. Albirex will be coming out into this second half, looking for the breakthrough. Ended off the first really strong. A couple of good opportunities just before the halftime whistle came. Riku Fukashiro is going to be coming on for the second 45. He replaces Junki Yoshimura, who, to be fair, is pretty anonymous. The 18-year-old in the first half. No surprises to see that change, Hide.
Yeah, definitely. I think to further trouble DPMM, you would need the skills and also trickery of Fukashiro on that side of the field to not be predictable and just be attacking on the left side.
Here's another one for you, and a change that you said was going to happen. Abdul Azizi has been replaced for DPMM, and on comes the number 20, Awanku Fakarazi.
I think no surprises there, Roshan. I think off air we were talking about how difficult it was the first half for Azizi and Hilmi, especially with the attack from Komaki and Fuwa going there and creating a lot of issues for them over the course of the first half. And with this change, we would see maybe Awanku troubling the left-hand side a little more than what Azizi did in the first half.
Do you think Awanku is just going to sit ahead of Helmi Zambin? Well, it looks like that's going to be a setup for DPMM. Like for like?
Yeah, I think again he played really well the previous game against Young Lions, and now he has about 47 minutes, 48 minutes to do his job and help his team create something which they didn't at all in the first half.
More of a goal threat coming on for Albirex Niigata as well, in the form of Riku Fukashiro. 6 goal involvements this season so far. 3 goals, 3 assists. There he is, the number 9. It makes quite a big impact in the second half of matches, especially coming on off the bench.
I think he's capable also to be playing on the left-hand side, and Komaki and Fukashiro are interchangeable. And again, it's similar type of players, very skillful, right-footed player, always coming in from the left-hand side.
Fukashiro joining Albirex Niigata from Takushoku University. Azonali, well, a cross. It's taken a bounce into the box. Voronkov unable to hit the back of the net with his effort. It's come off the crossbar.
But first shot on target from DPMM, and it came from, I would say, a cross that I would expect Albirex to deal with comfortably. It fell for Voronkov, who again saw something similar in the previous games, where again he hit the woodwork rather than at the back of the net.
This is his 4th game against Albirex, still looking for either a goal or an assist for Voronkov. Just like his coach, he's never lost to Albirex Niigata. As a reminder as well, Kazuaki Yoshinaga, this one his 8th meeting against DPMM. He has won all the previous 7. And 6 of those 7 meetings. We'll come back to that as we have another look at this chance.
So pretty harmless cross from Azwan Ali. Maybe you can see better from this angle. Just moving away from the number 4, Kawachi. to the run of Voronkov.
I'll tell you what, that's not even going to register, or shouldn't register as a shot on target because it's come off the frame of the goal. Or shot on target rather. It shouldn't register as that. Hitting the crossbar. And that one just the 4th shot for DPMM in this match. There's Kunori. Good strong hold-up play. Martinez having to track back and put a recovery challenge in.
Konori looks like he's not a pure number 9. He doesn't have that characteristics of a pure number 9, but at the same time he's also not a pure 10. So he's in between, where he can still hold up play, he can still make the runs behind, and at the same time create things for his teammates to get the end of it.
Yokoyama, delivery going deep towards the back post. Initially headed back in by Kawachi. Here's Yokoyama again. Either into the box. Yura Indra Putra helping it along. Momentarily away from the penalty area by Helmi. Zawanku Fakarazi has given away a free kick. Pretty decent position for Albirex Niigata. Shofua was taken down by Fakarazi.
Unnecessary free kick to be given away. There's nothing much Fua would have done at that particular situation. He was running and facing the corner flag. That a bit of aggression was, again, from Awanku was unnecessary, allowing a more dangerous chance for Albirex now with the free kick.
Well, I said I would come back to that stat about Yoshinaga and his Albirex sides coming up against DPMM in the league meetings. He was involved in with them. He's conceded just once against DPMM and scored 17 against them in that time. His biggest win over DPMM was 5-0 on the 3rd of June 2018. And those were the glory years of under Yoshinaga with the
unbeaten side.
Albirex Niigata. Incredible, the number of trophies that they racked up. This year, last season, regaining the title for them. And Najib with the header at the front post. Azwan Ali with the clearance. Picked up easily. And Yokokawa. It's Fukashiro. Can he keep this in play? He's done really well there, Fukashiro. Incredible balance. Back to Yokoyama. Palanarili falls to Fukashiro. Kunori. Now perhaps just waiting for that opening to arrive, waiting a little bit too long maybe. Straight down the middle anyway, simple enough save for Jaime.
I think ball being crossed back here from Fukashiro to Konori, and just trying to carve out that space that he needed to take that shot. Maybe a knockback to one of his teammates further back would be a better choice. But that's what a striker does, right? You know, being selfish, a little selfish.
I mean, this one is a little bit too early in the second half. Thinking he might just have.
It depends on the momentum of the game. I think maybe he felt like we are too much under pressure, and you're gonna relieve that pressure off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to create some kind of excuse for him here. Jaime, he's pointing to his hamstring, getting a bit of treatment on it. Oh, that muscle rub.
Well, it's just 5 minutes into the game.
Into the second half.
Into the second half, I mean.
And he's going to launch one as well. There you go. No problem. With the hamstring on his standing leg there. Every time he's needed some treatment, Jaime, he's immediately, upon receiving that treatment, gone on to straight away launch it up the field.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no signs of any injuries or any pain at where he was pointing to.
I'm guessing if they watch this back, listening into the commentary, realizing that they've been figured out, now they get someone else to take those kicks straight after Jaime goes down with an injury. That's Kunori. He's trying to thread it through into Komaki, but the Yurang Putra was there. Made a good challenge. He wouldn't have known that the flag was going to be going up for offside.
A good play from DPMM. I think Angel Martinez recognized that the Albirex player was already offside. He was managing the lines and he kept on playing and trying to grab the attention of the referee for the offside. Well, he's the second time that he's going to be launching the ball up.
Headed on initially by Voronkov. He's there again. With Konori. How cool was that? Yokoyama. Space to turn in midfield. Finds Fukashiro. Yes, wanted to get it back out to the number 6. Oh, what an effort from Fukashiro! Well, we talked about this game needing a moment of brilliance to unlock it, and that is exactly what we've got from Riku Fukashiro with his 4th goal of the season. The substitute with the game-changing impact.
What a goal it was, Roshan. The audacity to use the outside of his right boot. After intricate play, again, it was so fast. There were a lot of actions, a pass here, and then again, Tadanari Lee. He knew that he couldn't do anything with that pass, and the awareness for him to just maybe roll it back to Fukashiro. Perfectly taken shot. And again, this is what we needed as neutrals, and at the same time for Albirex, or even maybe DPMM, to just kick up a gear and take the game to Albirex now.
Well, let's see if Jaime Nyareng picks up any more injuries from now until the end of this match, because DPMM have got to find a way to respond. Albirex getting their breakthrough. They kept going at it, they kept plugging away. That halftime change has paid dividends. Fukashiro coming on and scoring the opener. Here's Voronkov. There's the captain, Yokokawa. It's it back from Fukashiro. Yokoyama.
I think Albirex is so good at controlling the tempo. They know that, you know, let's pick it up a pace when it should, and then once that happens, let's be intense and let's try to go at them all the time until they break down.
Here's Kunori. Well, on the follow through, just ran straight into Najib. He's going to need some treatment, Najib.
I think his left, maybe fist or hand, was just to the face of Najib, and straight away he's apologized.
Well, there is he has drawn blood. Well, there is a possible red card check in progress. Looked accidental.
I think it didn't look like he was intentionally putting his arm across. But then again, it could have been avoided. He wasn't like he wasn't traveling at 100 kilometers per hour.
That's another change here for Albirex Niigata. Tadanori Lee is about to come off to be replaced by Keito Komatsu. This is the other thing about Kazuaki Yoshinaga, is the way he uses his bench to make an impact in matches. And Fukashiro coming on earlier, the 6th time this season. This one, the 8th match, his 8th appearance, the 6th time this season he has come on from off the bench for Albirex Niigata. Yellow card for Seiya Kunori.
I think there are coaches who are not so good in reading matches when the game is going on and make changes or rather put in some subs to make some changes into the game or create some impact into the game. And I think with really bad back pass from Angel Martinez, straight away giving a corner kick to Albirex.
Immediate apology as well. And the fresh legs of Keito Komatsu closing him down.
Very, very far off with the pass.
That yellow card earlier for Seiya Kunori, his first of the season. Keito Komatsu, his 7th appearance of the campaign. All 7 have been from off the bench. Has 2 goals. It's floated in towards the back post, and Hanif Farhan eventually with the header almost from on the goal line. Yokoyama. Almost turned into a very good ball.
But the quality of crosses from Albirex, especially when Yokoyama was having the ball on the right hand side, the in-swinging crosses are very, very dangerous.
There's Komatsu standing right in front of Jaime. 2 goals in his last 3 appearances. Goes towards the back post again. Voronkov had to be switched on. Koki Kawachi looking to make a run on his blind side.
Dangerous corner from Kunori.
This one to be delivered by Yokoyama. And easily headed away by Voronkov. Fukashiro helping it back in. Balic this time with a header clearance, helped on by Voronkov. Here's Hakimi.
Well, not much support from DPMM.
That's the magic of Hakimi, a player who's very capable of creating something from out of nothing at times for his side. He's having to do far too much on that occasion. There's Komatsu down the other end. Cuts it past Yuraindra Putra. It's Helmi Zambin. Wants a free kick, he's not going to get it. It was won cleanly by Kunori. Yokoyama slicing right through the middle and then slicing a shot wide.
Onto his left foot, still looking around the support. We just wanted to toe poke it. Totally off direction.
But just going back to Hakimi earlier, being isolated up front, and that is something he picked out. It's a big issue for DPMM in this game.
I think he did really well to get the first pass, to get past the first line of defense. But I think after that, there was support there coming, and he just lost the ball cheaply again. And in the end, Brunei had to deal with a counter-attack.
There's Najib. Might have been impeded. Play allowed to continue anyway. Throw in for the home side to be taken by their captain, Yokokawa.
Well, this Japanese side, Albirex, looks physically so much better in terms of physique, and also they look fitter as well. You can see now DPMM struggling with certain players, Najib being one of them. It's difficult when you have to defend for 60 minutes of the game, and you know you're going to do the same thing over and over again for the next 30.
Well, touched on the level of fatigue, a side experience in that game against Young Lions. The amount of defending they've had to do here against Albirex Niigata, move the ball at pace.
Yeah. The movements up front as well. The players that need to be fully aware of the runs made by the Albirex players. A lot of communication taking place as well.
And that is a clever turn by Kunori, and then strong play, the hold of Balic. Let's have a look at this.
Fantastic play from Kunori. Again, he's dropping off, and he's turning, and again driving into the penalty box. A lot of quality with this number 10, from the number 10 of Albirex Niigata. And usually every season they would have a new striker or a new player that's lighting up the league.
Yeah, that's right. Well, last season they had quite a few, to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tanaka scoring all those goals, but also that Ilhan scoring all those goals. Idetsu with his deliveries from
free kicks,
outright, and his set pieces and his free kicks. Bags of talent. Usually, a few of them get picked up by clubs around the league, local clubs around the league, as this is clipped in off the crossbar. I can't put away the rebound. Another good chance for the home side.
I think the final chance came deflected away from their own player, from the number 11, the new guy Komatsu. Again, where's the marking from DPMM players?
And the first header there coming from the centre-back Kishimoto, eventually falling to Shofua. This one, the first meeting between the sides since the 23rd of October 2019. DPMM winning that one by 1-0. Group stage of the Singapore Cup. Azwan Ali scoring the only goal of that game. And the most goals of his career against Albirex Niigata. Only 5 of them coming against the Japanese side. He does have 6 against Warriors FC, but that club not really in existence anymore. We'll have to wait and see what happens with regard to any potential future return.
I think corner number 8 from Albirex Niigata now.
Not really seen much in the way of a response from DPMM. Instead, it's Albirex looking for a second. Piling on the pressure. Not content to just sit back and hold on to that 1-goal lead. Koki Kawachi, he's made those runs towards the back post, and once more meeting that delivery from Yokoyama.
I think 90% of crosses from Yokoyama would be reaching the far post, and there will be somebody at the end of it. We haven't seen anything much from DPMM in the second half. Pretty much the same story again. Azwan Ali, who's mainly the architect of anything in the attacking third, has been pushed back with the formation that Adrian Pennock has set out to play.
Kawachi getting it back from Komaki. Gawa. There's Komaki. Tried to find Kunori. Balic just stepping across to cut out the pass. Yokoyama. Oh, delightfully weighted ball. Outstanding save from Jaime, because that was headed in.
Fantastic ball. When you have DPMM lining up with 6 players at the back and 4 players further up, there's less space for you to play to, and every single ball that is being played has to be perfect, and this was a perfect ball for Kunori. And again, he didn't do anything wrong. He just tried to guide it. He didn't really have time to take another touch as well. Good reaction save from Jaime.
Kunori close to getting his 8th goal of the season. Denied by Jaime, who showed that he's got absolutely no issues. The leap that he made, and another big leap to punch that away. Azwan Ali. There's Fukashiro. Kunori now back in. Fukashiro has gone down off the ball. After that was played wide into Kunori. Contact to the face, needing some treatment.
Let's see the replay here, what exactly happened. Was there an elbow there?
It looked to be just a coming together between him and Azwan Ali.
Couldn't really see from the angle as well.
And Azwan was clutching the side of his head as well. Well, you know, out on the pitch, it's just one of those situations sometimes where a player knows there's going to be contact, and he just leans a shoulder in, just leans it there.
Let's see it one more time here, where
well, there is a coming together. Perhaps it should have been at least a free kick. It happened right in front of the referee anyway. He's well positioned there. The match referee, Clarence Leao, has done really well this season. Hakimi. Voronkov, back to Hakimi. It's taken a deflection on its way out for a corner to DPMM, and that is much better from the away side.
Much better from the 2 striking partners. A little give and go, a bit more space they've created for themselves. First corner of the game for DPMM.
There you go.
10 corners from Albirex. Well, besides the shot from Voronkov in the second half that hit the woodwork, this was pretty much another attempt at goal from Albirex. Well, they have been trying. They just couldn't get any amount of numbers up front to trouble and create an issue for Albirex Niigata.
Azwan Ali gets it onto the head of Balic. Did well to break away from his marker. Hanif Farhan puts it back into the box. And Hassan just lets it run out for a goal kick.
Pretty quiet game again for Hassan.
4 clean sheets already this season, and looking good for number 5.
Yeah.
Also picked up a clean sheet in the Community Shield.
I think last year's Golden Gloves was Zaiful Nizam with 9 clean
That's
sheets.
right.
Yeah.
Zaiful having a bit of a torrid time at Hougang. The one action tomorrow against Tampines Rovers. It's a huge game for a couple of, well, more than a couple of reasons, but the two big ones are that Tampines Rovers involved in the title race. And Hougang on a run of 6 straight defeats. But back here at Jurong East, DPMM have suddenly found their attacking mode.
Well, if there's one player that you would expect to be getting at the end of a roll ball going backwards here, you would expect Balic to trouble Hassan Sani. DPMM getting more chances now, creating more chances up front. Balic tried the spectacular. It came off. Albirex Niigata play for a corner kick.
Well, still just the 1 goal in it. Recent history going the way of DPMM. Had to be alert, had to be switched on. Albirex Niigata cleared that delivery at the near post. Looked in low and hard by Hakimi.
But for all the possession, for all the chances being created, Albirex is still only 1-0 up. DPMM still has a lot of opportunities to try and get something out of the game.
You need to see them take a few more risks, take a few more chances with their play overall. No more about just sitting back.
Yeah. I think we have seen that over the last 5 minutes. 2 chances created, 2 corners getting in the way of Brunei DPMM.
As Kunori couldn't take it with him. Yurandra Putra progressing past halfway. Possession still with the visitors. Here's Hanif. Having to do a job for his side out on the left tonight, Hanif Farhan. Azwan Ali has just got back up on his feet.
It looks like he rolled his ankle when he was making the run forward.
He's just trying to see if he can get away with it. No, he's gone down. He's going to need some treatment here. Azwan Ali. He was struggling, wasn't he?
Yeah, he looked like he couldn't get back up. He tried to shake it off, but he couldn't do it as well.
Penok's unbeaten record against Albirex Niigata is under threat. Kazuaki Yoshinaga, meanwhile, chance to win his 8th match against DPMM, continuing on his 100% record against the side from Brunei. Albirex haven't beaten DPMM in the last 4 meetings in all competitions. 2 defeats and 2 draws. It's also been actually pretty even between these two sides over the last 28 meetings. 14 wins for Albirex, 11 wins for DPMM. Just the 3 draws. So we do tend to get winners. And these two clubs face off. Riku Fukashiro at the moment, the difference maker. And what a difference he's made. Just have another look at this effort here, Hide.
Loved it at how confident he was. Usually when you are a right-footed player, you would want the ball to go back to your right foot. but he just took it first time outside of his right foot. Peach of a goal.
He's not going to be able to continue. Mazwan Ali. And the hope here for DPMM is that it isn't an injury that's too serious. They have another game coming up on the 20th of April against Tampines Rovers. We'll round up match week 9. For the moment, he's coming off to be replaced by Hendra Azam.
Again, a like-for-like change. Hendra playing in central midfield. Especially in the first few games, he was the main feature of the team. A bit of changes from Adrian Pennock, especially with Hanif and Balic getting a good partnership and understanding together.
5th appearance of the season for Hendra Azam. It's Fukashiro. It's getting into a situation here, Hide, for Albirex, where perhaps the question is whether they try and manage this game and see it out with the 1-0, or they look to go for a second and kill it off, or whether they try and find a mixture of the two.
You can't go into the dressing room with King Kazu at only 1-0 with this scoreline. He wouldn't be happy, and I think the players will bear the brunt out of it.
It's flicked on, it might be 2-0. Offside.
And at the same time, they look comfortable. Like DPMM created two chances with Voronkov and a shot. Oh, let's see the offside opportunity here.
Yeah, he was off.
Yeah, definitely
Komatsu
was offside
on the flick on.
As I mentioned just now, I think DPMM is they're still finding difficulties to create chances. They only had 2 in the second half. Although they are getting a little closer with the entries into the attacking third, but it looks like the quality of chances they have had has been quite poor. And the balance, if you look at the balance of the game, they don't look like they're going to score. But that's what we said with Young Lions as well.
We know how that one ended up. Yeah, we thought that was done.
Yeah.
81 minutes in, DPMM scoring the second goal. The Young Lions coming up with a response in the final 5 minutes, essentially, of that match. Kunori. Yokoyama, lovely pass, threaded through, it's gonna be 2! Komatsu with another goal from off the bench. His 3rd of the season. A simple tap in after some superb approach play from the home side.
Well, the first goal was a lot of individual brilliance from the number 9 Fukashiro, but the second goal here, a lot of passing and movement. Very incisive passing as well. Konori again doing his job, holding up the play. Number 14, Yokoyama, threading the ball through in between the centre backs and the full back, and all Komatsu had to do was just roll the ball into the empty net after a lot of good work from their teammates.
Shuto Komaki with the assist, unselfishly setting it up for that easy finish from Komatsu, but he had to be there. 3 goals in his last 4 appearances now. Oketo Komatsu. 2 substitutes Yoshinaga has made on the score sheet.
That's what you call impact subs, right?
Game changes from off the bench. There's Fukashiro, who's flying over that challenge that was put in by Najib. Indra switches it out to Fakarazi. A bit of an unnecessary yellow card picked up there. It was Shofua, not Shutokomaki. We'll have confirmation of that. There you go, it is Shofua with the yellow card.
Those kind of yellow cards are unnecessary, especially when you look at it as the season goes along. You're 2-0 up, you're comfortable, you don't need to get that yellow card. Albirex has been convincing in all games that they have played, barring the game against Tampines Rovers. But I think the quality that they have in terms of positions, in terms of squad depth, you have the number 9 Fukushiro coming in, creating a lot of havoc. You have Komatsu as well. The ability of these players to even start the game would definitely be a plus point for Albirex the whole season.
What about this man here, the number 14, Shodai Yokoyama? I mean, he's been buzzing along in midfield and linking the play for them, creating opportunities.
Well, he's been, I mean, besides Ogawa, I think Ogawa becomes the sweeper in midfield rather than which allows Yokoyama to be further up forward, and his left foot, the crosses from the right hand side, the in-swinging ones, and also the free kicks and corner kicks, has been a main threat for Albirex as well.
I can tell you that certain players in the Albirex camp who kind of liken Shoda Yokoyama to Bernardo Silva in terms of, obviously not saying he's as good, nobody's saying that, relax, but just in terms of the style and what he's able to do and how he's able to play in different positions in the lineup.
I think he's good at occupying that half space where it's difficult for the opponents to mark. And once he gets there, he will always love to cut in and play a wall pass or make that in-swinging cross.
Well, it's come off the post, gone just wide. Angel Martinez almost getting a second goal in as many matches.
The free kick coming in, beat the first man, and Angel Martinez very close to scoring his second goal in as many weeks.
Well, just looking at that replay, and I tell you what, if it had ended up in goal, I think it would have been chalked off because it just got a touch off Voronkov, slightest of touches on its way through. Anyway, we don't have to think about that because it went wide. Ogawa. There's Kawachi. These two in central defense, Kawachi and Kishimoto, have formed a really solid understanding.
Technically they are good, physically they are strong as well, especially in 1v1 situations. You see Voronkov not having a lot of aerial duels where he has won them today, whichever side that he's in. So credit to these two players, number 4 and number 5 of Albirex.
There's that number 5, Kishimoto. He shot a goal in the first half, forced to save from Jaime. Foul committed by the 22-year-old Hanif Farhan. And Fukushiro as well, just gets his body in the way. And pretty soft, I think, just feeling the arm and taking the opportunity to go down there, Fukushiro.
You know, sometimes players get off balance first and they know that they're gonna fall. So why not just try to get a free kick out of it or a foul out of it?
It's floated in by Ogawa. Header from Kunori, straight down the middle.
And again, the marking of DPMM allowing Albirex players to be free, 2 of them to be free inside the box. Kunori will be disappointed that his header was straight to the arms of Jaime Nyaring.
He came into this having scored 4 goals in his last 3 appearances for Albirex Niigata, including a hat-trick against Balestier. Yeah, Kunori, winner of the Young Player of the Month award for March. Lately touched on by Voronkov. Hakimi just pushed off balance, and Voronkov is saying that there should have been a penalty, but the flag had already gone up.
I think Voronkov was maybe a yard offside. Good call from the referee. A change from DPMM.
There's a change here. Number 3, Abdul Muiz, has come on. Wasn't fit enough to start the match, Abdul Muiz.
Oh, interesting stuff. Keito Komatsu coming off for...
No, it's a triple change for DPMM. No changes for Albirex Niigata. Razimi Ramli has also come in to replace Hakimi. So Abdul Muiz coming on earlier. You've also got the number 13 on the pitch. And that is Hanif Hamir. And he's on for Yura Indraputra.
Well, Yokoyama did everything right except for the last part. He leaned back a little more and the ball went up too far up.
There's confirmation of those changes. Triple change right at the end for the away side. A minimum of 5 minutes to be played at the end of this one. And the lights have thankfully stayed on all the way through in this second half. We're seeing Razimi, I think it was, stepping back from an offside position. Kunori does look like he's going to be coming off. It's Albrex's turn to go with a triple substitution. Kunori out. Masaya Watanabe will be coming in. We've also got Shuto Komaki and Shodai Yokoyama coming off. Number 22, Nikki Melvin Singh coming in. And Keito Haria, the other one, coming on for Albirex Niigata, just to help see this game out.
Just formality changes, and we're allowing some minutes to be added on to these players just to get a feel of the game.
one 19-year-old coming on, Keto Haria, a couple of 20-year-olds, Masaya Watanabe and Nikki Melvin Singh. It's a wild tackle by Hanif Farhan. Nowhere near the ball. Bit of a scissors challenge on the number 6, Asahi Yokokawa.
Again, it's just frustrations here. The game has already been lost in a way, and I think throughout they have been pinned down. Not a lot of positive feelings will come out of the fact that they had to defend for 90 minutes.
Well, DPMM are likely to stay in 7th despite the defeat here. 3 points clear of the Young Lions. Voronkov. He just seems to have given up on that.
Frustrating that he's always outnumbered. Every time he picks up the ball, there's somebody from the back and somebody from the front double teaming him. You can see here again. And this is why Albirex is so hard to defend, or it's so hard to attack and penetrate through.
Here's Nikki Melvin Singh up against Hanif Hamir. Watanabe. Watanabe picking up the second ball. There's Yokokawa getting the last touch on it. Albirex want to corner. It's going to be a goal kick instead.
Yeah, definitely was a goal kick. But you look at the reactions from the Albirex players at 94th minute with 2-0 up. They are still shouting at the referee, wanting a corner kick.
So it's looking like Adrian Pennock's unbeaten run against Albirex Niigata is going to come to an end. Last time Albirex Niigata beat DPMM was in the 2018 Singapore Cup final. And that was with Kazuaki Yoshinaga at the helm. He will maintain his 100% record against the side from Brunei. 8 matches, 8 wins for Yoshinaga. Incredibly, in the 7 league meetings Yoshinaga has been involved in against DPMM, still just a 1 goal conceded, 19 scored now. That is clear-cut dominance.
I think this team takes a lot after King Kazu. Very tenacious, gives nothing away, even in interviews.
Well, that is full time here at the Jurong East Stadium. Albirex Niigata have won their 4th match in a row. Another 2-0 win in succession for the White Swans, and a very comfortable 2-0 win, Hide Kames.
I think the scoreline doesn't really reflect the game itself. Albirex has been totally dominating DPMM in terms of chances, in terms of corner kicks, in terms of possession as well. They should have scored more with the chances that they've created. And again, take nothing away from the performance of the Albirex Niigata. They definitely deserved these 3 points, and they look really good to go again the next match week.
Well, another 3 points on the board for Albirex Niigata. Their 5th clean sheet of the campaign. Here's a look at the highlights of this match. In the second half, Andrei Voronkov with actually DPMM's best chance of the whole game.
Yeah, best chance of the whole game. Again, really harmless cross. Should have been dealt with better from Kawachi. Voronkov really frustrating and frustrated throughout the whole game as well.
And Riku Fukashiro coming on at half-time, changing the game for Albirex Niigata, giving them a little bit more of his dynamic presence and ability, setting this one up for Kunori.
Kunori holding off the challenge of Angel Martinez really well, being a typical striker, being selfish, trying to score the goal. Really difficult angle for him to be doing that as well.
Just 3 minutes after that, Riku Fukashiro with this moment of magic. Absolutely brilliant bit of skill outside of the boot into the top corner. Jaime gets a touch on that, but it's an unstoppable strike. Riku Fukashiro for his 4th goal of the season.
Fantastic shot, fantastic goal from the number 9. Right at the top corner, Jaime just managed to get a touch on it. Didn't get enough to parry the ball away. And again, credit to Dadanari Lee. He knew that he wouldn't get anything out of that pass.
Now that giving Albirex Niigata the platform to go on and try and find the second goal. 65 minutes in, Shuto Komaki involved in this, but it was Shutsaku Kishimoto with his header coming off the crossbar.
Again, that delivery from Yokoyama. Nobody in the box then. Again, a lot of chances created. Perfect pass here from the same number 14 to Konori. Nothing much again he could have done except for taking it first time. Good reaction save from Jaime to still keep DPMM in the game.
Lovely bit of play there by Yokoyama, and then Kunori doing exactly the right thing. Just couldn't find a way past Jaime, who, by the way, didn't pick up an injury for the rest of the second half since Albirex took the lead, went the goal up, and they would find their second goal here. Komatsu with his 3rd of the season, a simple tap in, well positioned, well placed to take advantage of some excellent work once more from Shoda Yokoyama with that defense splitting pass into Shuto Komaki, who picks up his 3rd assist of the season.
There are a lot of threats here coming from Albirex Niigata. The pass from Yokoyama, the run from Komaki, and then at the end of it, the finish. Of course, nothing much, or rather nothing difficult there in the finish from Komatsu, but he was there in that position to take that shot.
Well, have a look at those numbers. Complete domination. 21 shots for Albirex Niigata, just the 8 for DPMM, none of them on target, 9 on target for Albirex. And I guess the only thing from Albrex's perspective was they'll go away, and Yoshinaga, who's never satisfied, will say we should have scored more.
Yeah, I think he would be disappointed that it was only 2-0 with a goal difference of plus 22 at this point of time. He would still not be happy with it. And if you look at the scoreline, it's total dominance as well.
Well, the latest from Jalan Besar Stadium, that one is still going on. Lion City Sailors 1, Young Lions 0. Lestien with the only goal of that match. That one was scored in the 6th minute. Here's a look at the standings. And with respect to the game going on between the Sailors and Young Lions, and at the moment they have moved up to 2nd. Albirex Niigata have gone 5 clear of Tampines Rovers, who will be in action tomorrow. Temporarily, the Stags have dropped down to 3rd. Brunei DPMM will stay in 7th unless there's a spectacular turnaround at Jalan Besar from the Young Lions. You can see that big gap in the goal difference. They've got to score something like 12 goals against the Lion City Sailors and win that, which is not happening. Here's what else is coming up for you on Match Week 9. Tanjung Pagar United against Balestier Khalsa, taking place here at Jurong East Stadium. Tomorrow, Hougang United against Tampines Rovers, a huge match going on at Jalan Besar Stadium. Coverage beginning from 8 p.m. for that one. And then on the 20th of April, Tampines Rovers in action again once more. They'll be up against Brunei DPMM. One scheduled at the moment to take place at our Tampines hub. Coverage of that beginning from 8:20 p.m. Well, that's all the time we've got for you from Jurong East Stadium. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of this one. Albirex Niigata 2, Brunei DPMM 0. That's the final score from this venue. We'll see you very soon for more football from the SPL. But for now, it's goodbye.
Do you know Ipswich Town? Do you?
I mean, I don't think I've watched them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Are they ready, Malik? Yeah. Sorry,
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay. We love it up here, don't we, where it's hot?
It's worse downstairs.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Adrian, this was always going to be a test going up against the champions. Share with us your initial thoughts here.
I thought we'd done really well. I was really pleased with them. Obviously, the goals changed games. We had good chances as well. If we, if you don't take your chances against